What's happening, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're heading over to the US and reacting to the New York City subway. So, without further ado, let's get into today's video. Let's start the video.
City subway system transits 4 million riders a day, and while it's not the world's easiest, my goal today is to break it down for first-timers so you avoid all the mistakes I've made in the past. Let's go. This is probably my most requested video ever because so many tourists are intimidated by the subway, but you shouldn't be. And at the end of this, I'm going to take you through a sample ride, so pay close attention. Simply put, a single ride on the New York City subway costs $2.75.
$2.75. And that's in dollars. That's cheap. And plus them ticket machines, they look so out of date compared to, say, the tube. But Jesus, $2.75. That's around probably £2, maybe £1.50. That's really cheap compared to the tube. Because the tube, one time I scanned my card, it charged me £14 for a 2-minute journey. That's probably my fault, but still £14.
MTA recently made a proposal to raise the subway cost to $2.90 a ride after Labor Day. Not official yet, but it would be the first fare increase in 4 years. Currently, a 7-day pass, $33, and a 30-day pass, $127.
$127 for a 30-day pass. Right, I'll take it back. The tube is cheaper. You can't even get these 30-day passes, but still 30 days on the tube, they would not charge you 127 quid, surely not. If you're watching this video and you travel on the tube every day, let me know how much it costs, because surely it can't be more than $127. That's around 120 quid, maybe a bit less. I don't know the exchange rate, but still, $127. Who wants to spend that on a tube train?
Big area that has given my viewers a lot of confusion is OmniPay. We are just going to break this down entirely. So for most of my viewers watching, if you have a credit card with contactless payment or a credit card saved to a wallet on your Android or iOS device, you can use OmniPay. You just tap and go. You don't need any special app downloaded for this. The only time you would be required to have a Metro card anymore would be if you're taking the air train at JFK Airport. You would have to pay $8.25 plus a $1 fee for buying said Metro card. And essentially, you've just bought a $9.25 souvenir as far as I'm concerned, because you really don't need this. Now, I've heard that they may have contactless payment enabled at the air train in the near future, so by the time you watch this video, if it's in a few years, you might not even need that Metro card, period. Now, if you are traveling with a family or a small group, pay attention to this, because I get a lot of questions about how many swipes you can get with one card or how many taps you can get with one Omni device or credit card, and the answer is 3 extra. You can swipe once and then get 3 extra people on 3 different swipes before the card isn't available to be used anymore. So if you have more than 4 people, you either need 2 Metro cards or 2 different ways to pay with Omni Tap. If you have small children, kids 44 inches or under ride for free. In fact, I didn't even realize this till I researched this video. I once saw a mom encourage her little daughter to run under the turn.
Just want to say, they say about the children being a certain height. On the tube, it's a certain age. I think the age thing's so much better. And plus, what's with the turnstiles as well? They look like ones you go into a concert with. I can see why some people fear dodge. It doesn't look very modern. It looks like it's back in the 1960s.
And I thought, what are they teaching these kids today? And now I realize because she's free. Let's talk unlimited cards and if you should get a 7-day unlimited pass. Now this is kind of a tricky topic. Omni offers a 7-day unlimited pass through their contactless payment. It's called fare capping. You can only do it on one device or card. Now if you tap 12 times with any Omni payment, you automatically get the rest of the rides for the week free, which sounds pretty straightforward, but this only works from Monday at 12 a.m. to Sunday at 11:59 p.m., which means if you're a tourist and you're arriving on a Thursday and you're going to be using the subway like crazy and you want the unlimited, Omni's probably not going to make sense for you. So the bottom line is, unless your trip fully lines up with a Monday to a Sunday, if you need to go unlimited, buy separate cards for each member of your group. And special shout out to one of my...
Hang on, let's start buying extra cards for your group. That's just too much faff. Like, if you get in there, you've come on, say, a 7-hour, 10-hour flight from London. You just want to get on the subway, get where you want. You got to, if you arrive without the time zones, you've got to buy 11 cars or whatever. It's just stupid. Like, yes, I know here you have to use contactless and maybe Oyster. I think they get rid of Oyster and the travel cards. But you can get a travel card. You can get out from outside London. Even at Heathrow, you can probably get a travel card into all the zones. I just don't see the point. And also, the other thing, the stations look very dodgy. I feel like a lot of these stations are built with no care. If you look at the station on the Underground, yes, some look like had better days, but still, they've got nice tiles. We've got better trains. Oh, I think the Tube overall is a better system. We'll find out. We'll make a conclusion in the video, but I still think the Tube is better than New York City subway. I just think it's more modern and up to date.
Viewers, Mark Finley for pointing out how Omni Unlimited really isn't that great for tourists. Probably the best piece of advice I can give you on this video is to have Google Maps downloaded on your phone. Having a smartphone in general in this city is going to make transportation 99% easier. Google Maps will tell you exactly what exit to take when you get to a new station. And something in the past that I've recommended is City Mapper. I don't use City Mapper as much anymore because I now live at a local station, and City Mapper doesn't tell me on weekends when subways are skipping my stop, and that's somewhere where Google Maps is a lot stronger. So honestly, between the two, I use Google Maps a lot more now, and you have to have that on your phone. It's just gonna save you so much hassle here. Whenever you're looking for a specific subway station, make sure that it is the exact one that you need. And I can't illustrate this point any better. We were filming this video and we had a lost tourist approach us, and he thought that he was at the Spring Street 6 station. He was actually at the Spring Street CE station. So you have to not only know the name of your station, but what line you're taking. And don't get me started on the 4 23rd Street stations or the 3 different Canal Street options.
That's so confusing. So there's 5 stations of 23rd Street and 3 Canal Streets. What's the point? Like, I've never been to New York. I probably will go eventually in my lifetime, and I'm even gonna get lost. These don't help. Like, why can't they name it? Like, say if they named loads of London stations as, say, Piccadilly Circus, they named 2 of them, then people get confused. That's why they're named different in central London. Why is it all like this? Yes, I get some streets named the same, but name them different. Like 23rd Street, you don't need 5 different stations, and the lines don't even meet up. Don't look like it anyway. I just think it looks confusing. I just think if I went there, I'll get lost. I'll end up in a suburb where it's all dangerous rather than where I want to be in Broadway or wherever.
Same thing if you're meeting somebody, if you're meeting a friend at any station. Don't say, I'm meeting at Canal. Say, I'm meeting at the 6 train at Canal. Maybe give the corner as well. Now, if you're new to New York City, you have to realize that we have local and express trains. Local go to every single station, where express is going to skip the local stops and go a little bit more quickly to some of the bigger stations. And
I heard about that, the express and the local trains. Why can't they just have it all as one? Yes, I know people want to get home quickly, but say if you accidentally get on the express train, you want to say stop at all the stops to get off, you might end up where you don't want to be. Like, I bet people who live in New York, who come in home from work, they get the express one by mistake. It just looks all confusing. And all the trains look the same, so you won't actually know what line you're on until you go past a station or stop. It's really confusing.
common express stops you'll see all over the city: 59th, 42nd, 34th, and 14th Streets. Here's a little tip for you. If you see people running down the stairs, they probably see that the subway just arrived. So if you're in a rush, you might want to run too. For my tourists watching or spending most of their trip in Manhattan, when you look at the subway signs here, you're generally going to see either uptown, meaning heading for Harlem, downtown, heading for financial district, and then you'll see another destination of Queens. But you really have to pay attention to the uptown and the downtown when you're looking at this. Every single station in the city has a board that tells you the timetables, and they are very accurate. So when I first moved to New York, this was not a thing at every station. Had to check by phone. Don't even need your phone to know when your train is coming and which side it's coming on as well. Let's discuss entering and exiting stations, and this could be a little bit tricky if you're not overwhelmed already, because many smaller stations have these globes here. That's how you know a subway entrance is there.
That's what I don't get either. Why have they got, say, light bulbs to tell you where the stations are? Yes, I know we have, and the tube we have the roundel, But why can't New York City subway have a round door, whatever like that? Like where's... Because obviously the round door and all the other round doors in different colours for the different lines and that is a symbol for London. Like it's one of the most famous things in the world. And why can't New York City subway have their own symbol as well? Because then you actually know where they are. Like you go to cities in Europe and it says M for metro, and then you even got the Glasgow subway up in Scotland. I think that's got its own logo as well. So I don't know why New York can't have it.
Some huge stations you can just tell by the exterior, but any of the smaller ones, this is your clue from far away. Now this is where sometimes even New Yorkers will mess up if they race into a station without checking. If the sign for the subway only says Uptown, it's usually a smaller local station, you'll see this. You can only enter in one direction, meaning if you enter in the downtown spot and you want to go uptown, you have a few options. One, cut your losses, exit, cross the street, swipe again. Two, take the subway one stop and hope that the next station has an underpass or a way to connect going the opposite direction. Three, you could ask the station attendant nicely to let you go. There's one other thing you could see. It might say downtown, uptown, and underpass, meaning you can go to...
I don't get that either. It's like New York are 50 years behind everyone else. Like if you accidentally go into the Uptown station, which is more likely because if you're not from New York, you don't know how to use it. Why can't they have like an underpass at every single station linking all the bits together? Like you go to London King's Cross, the amount of walkways there are, even Bank, you go to the amount of walkways you get from say Waterloo and City to DLR, whatever. You have walkways, you have escalators, you have lifts, you have stairs, but why do not have it here? It's like New York 50 years in the past. More investment looks like it is needed, especially by the station as well. It looks so dingy.
And there's going to be a staircase leading to the uptown side. Now in this example here, when it doesn't say downtown, uptown, or underpass, it means that you can go both uptown and downtown from this 57th Street station. Another tip for you is that these subway stations are super, super hot in the summer. So if you don't have to spend that much time down here, the timetables on Google Maps are very accurate. So maybe at about the 5-minute mark, I would consider heading in because I have had some awful experiences. Heat of the summer, humidity, save time, stay above ground as long as possible. Let's talk transferring within stations. Now in almost every instance, transferring is free inside of a station. This is not like Tokyo where you have to swipe again and pay twice. Times within the subway system and not have to pay more than $2.75. We're gonna talk some safety tips right now, and the zebra board behind me is a big one. Let's say you're riding the subway by yourself.
Just want to say, the inside of them trains look awful. Why are the seats look like hospital seats? Why'd you get in hospital? Like you go on the tube, you got cloth seats which are dirty a bit, but they're comfy. On this, you can sit there and unbum. Yeah, it looks very dodgy inside there. Whereas in London, you've got different colours on different trains for the lines, except some of them, like the Northern Line, that's blue. But yeah, they need to copy London or any other city, because if I got on that at 11 o'clock at night, I would be scared.
Late at night, you want to make sure you're sitting in the same car as the conductor. Find this indication board. That is where the conductor will be, because they always point at it when they stop at a station. An added bonus with this, you know where the conductor is if you have questions like, is this train going to a certain spot? Very useful. When the train comes, don't stand in front of the door for your own safety, because you're gonna get some angry New Yorkers cursing at you for blocking their path. Stand back, let them go, and then board the subway. When you're riding on any subway car, don't make eye contact with strangers. Like the New York City subway, it's not the friendliest place. Just mind your own business and you should be okay. If you do witness erratic behavior, you'll see a lot of other New Yorkers doing this. At the next station, exit and go to another subway car. I've even had to do this a handful of times in my 12 years living in the city. Here's one you...
That's like London. Don't look at the strangers because they could have a problem with you. But yeah, it didn't really look like a safe place. To be fair, most major subways in the world do have a lot of crime, but I swear London's one of the most safest in the world. New York City subway is one of the most dangerous ones, so yeah, I'll be off that train straight away.
Learn the hard way. If you ever board a subway car and it's completely empty, there's probably a reason for it. You'll find out why. I literally saw somebody doing this today on my way to this shoot. Don't stop in the middle of a busy path like this to check your subway directions. Now, luckily no one's behind me right now, but this lady actually caused a little bit of a traffic jam as everybody had to swerve around her. For your own safety, and try not to get run over or cursed at, don't do that. I get a lot of questions about accessibility and New York City. I hate to say it, but the New York City subway needs a lot of work when it comes to being handicap accessible.
It does look like that, to be fair, because if you go on the tube, you've got step-free access at most stations now. Maybe the New York, or whoever own New York, or the government over there, need to invest money into this system, because if they're going to keep up with the 21st century, they need to invest in accessible entrances, like lifts. Say like having 5 lifts at each station would help, probably a lot.
So for example, in Manhattan, only 36 of 147 stations are wheelchair accessible. And when it comes to elevators, most major stations have them, but they smell, well, I can't think of the right word. Use your imagination. They smell terrible. And now we're gonna put all this knowledge to the test. We're gonna do a sample ride from here in Greenwich Village, uptown to Carnegie Diner and Cafe. Follow along. I always would recommend picking the route that does not have any transfers, especially if you're new here. We're gonna take the F train. We found the right entrance, West 4th, Washington Square, looking for the F train.
Just want to say, very weird location to have a subway station. There's a basketball court behind. There doesn't look like to be any lights. If you're there at night, that must be really creepy, because I know New York can get creepy. And I don't get as well, why are the lines letters? Why can't there be names like over here? Like you got the Central, you got the Jubilee, and half of them are the same colour. Surely you get confused if you walk down there. I know I would. I'll get on the wrong one. I have to go on the F line. I'll get on the A and I'll be, say, 50 miles away from where I'm meant to be.
We're not looking for the orange line. We're just looking for the F to make sure that letter is here. It is here. Now we're going to go down. We got 2 choices here, Uptown, Queens, F. So we're gonna go this way. The other side says downtown. We're not going downtown. And don't get confused by this downtown Brooklyn ACE stuff. That's to go to the other side. Stick to your letters. Always follow the signs with your letter. Another reminder, Uptown, F train, here. And just in case you missed it the last 3 times, F train, this direction, FM, BD on the left, that's express. We're looking for the local train. This train just passed. F and the M, this is the M train. We don't want this one. Don't just hop onto the first train you see. Make sure it's the one you're actually trying to take. We have another Uptown Express train on the other track, also not taking that. Remember, we are not looking for the color, we are looking for the exact letter here.
That's what I don't get, what you just said. You have to look for the letters, not... Because the letters on the front of the train. Also don't get, why is there American flags on every single train? I know you want to be proud of your country, but I don't get it. And all the trains are grey or silver. They've got no colours. Like, over here you've got the red, you've got the doors which are red, and it's colourful. And inside you've got the different colour railings and handrails to tell you what line it is. And even have on the front the Jubilee line or the Central line or the whatever it is. Over there, I'll definitely get confused. Because I don't know if... I'll get confused between F and say N. Why can't there be names? Like I said, I think they're well behind everyone else.
F. Now this is telling me the next train is now 12:57, and we look up at the board, it's confirming it. Remember what I said? All the subway stations now have boards that tell you pretty accurate timetables. You look up, it points in the direction of the F train. This side, arriving now. F train's here. Let the people exit. They always announce the next stop. They just said it's 14th Street, so we know that it's heading uptown. You can also check up there to make sure you're going in the right direction by the different stops listed. We made it to 57th Street. Now we have to find the right exit. We're looking for 6th Ave and 57th. Most of the time, if you exit at the wrong place, it's not a big deal. You're still gonna be pretty close to where you have to be, but just save yourself the trouble. And there it is, across the street. Now that you know the subway like a pro, visiting New York City requires a lot of street smarts. In this video, we tell you what tourist traps, scams, and rip-offs to avoid. Make sure to watch this next.
So that was the New York City subway. My overall thoughts about that, I just think the subway is just behind everyone else in the world. Paris, Rome, maybe not Rome, but everywhere else, even Glasgow, are just so much more modern. You haven't got any express trains, you've got different lines which are actually coloured and actually named and sort of lettered. The only good thing I'll say about the New York City subway is the Metro card thing, that you don't actually have to have a separate card. Over here, you still have to, we don't have to, but you can use an Oyster card. It just gets confusing because you can use an Oyster card, contactless card, and travel card. I know they're getting rid of the Oyster and travel, but I don't know when that is. But at the moment, you have 3 options, whereas over there you only use your contactless payment. So that's probably one of the good things about it. The other good thing is the price. It seems much cheaper. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comments, but it just seems much cheaper. Like $2.70 or 60 for the trip. I know it's probably like one street, but still, I got charged 14 quid for a 5-minute journey from Battersea Power Station to Nine Elms. So, yeah. Overall, I think the tube better, but let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you very soon for another reacting video.